Have you ever noticed how some guys can vanish for a week and suddenly every girl is asking about them? Meanwhile, other guys are texting all day, always available, following every dating roulette you've read online, and still they get ghosted, left on read, or friend-zoned. Here's the shocking truth. Everything you've been told about making women attracted to you is completely backwards. The guys who get the most attention aren't the ones chasing, double texting, or making them super convenient. In fact, they're doing the exact opposite. Studied this pattern for years in real life, in relationships, and through deep psychology. The men who have women constantly thinking about them, initiating conversations, and chasing them down all follow the same 6 principles, and listen carefully. These aren't cheap pickup tricks or manipulative mind games. This is real proven psychology that creates genuine attraction. The kind that sticks in her head and makes her think about you even when you're not around. 1. Don't always be there. When you're always available, you become predictable, and predictability kills excitement. Think about your favorite food. If you could have it every single day without limit, would it still be your favorite? Probably not. It would lose its spark. The same rule applies in relationships. When you don't text back immediately, when you have your own priorities, your own schedule, your own goals, you send a subtle but powerful signal. My time is valuable, and I won't drop everything just to get your attention. Here's the key. I'm nodding. You two play disappearing games, sir. Ignore her for days. I'm saying stop jumping at every notification like a poopy hearing a treat bag. If you're at the gym and she texts you, finish your workout first. If you're out with friends and she calls, call her back when you get home. You're not buying rude. Showing that you have a life worth living outside of her. Most guys make the mistake of always replying instantly, always answering on the first ring. And guess what? It's exactly what she's used to. That's the default male behavior. So when you don't do that, you will immediately stand out. I had a friend who was guilty of this, texting back within seconds every time. The girl who was dating slowly started taking longer to reply. The moment he stopped being on call 24/7, she suddenly started texting him first more often and even got frustrated if he didn't reply right away. The psychology here is simple. When something is always available, we stop valuing it. When it's rare or limited, we crave it more. Think about concert tickets. The harder they are target, the more desperate people are target them. When you make yourself slightly less available, you trigger curiosity. She starts wondering what you're doing, who you're with, and why are we not glued to your phone. And wenches, wondering about you, she's thinking about you. When she's thinking about you, she's missing you. Number 2, make her remember you. Now, hair swear, most guys totally underestimate you. Power, attraction isn't just about what she sees in you. It's about the footprint you leave in her mind when you're not there. Let's get scientific for a second. Our brains are wired to connect smells with memories. Smell is the only sense that bypasses the brain's thinking center and goes straight to the emotional memory center, the amygdala. That's why one whiff of a certain perfume, a campfire, fresh cookies can instantly take you back to a specific moment in time. So here's what you do. Pick one signature college, not just any cologne, one that fits your personality. If you're bold, confident, maybe something with leather and spice. If you're laid back and warm, maybe a smooth vanilla or citrus blend. Whatever it is, wear it consistently around her. But here's the trick. Don't drown yourself in it. That gold is not to knock people out from across the room. Just enough so when Shellon's in for a hug or sits next to you, she catches it and it lingers. In her mind. I know a guy who swore by this. Months after breaking up, his ex walked into a department store, smelled High's exact cologne at the counter, and boom, she texted him out of nowhere. That is kind of emotional anchor you want to create. But scent is just one memoritiger. You also want to create emotional landmarks, moments that are uniquely yours. Here's how. Take her somewhere she's never been before. Even if it's just a hidden coffee shop or a aqueduct overlook in your city. Share inside jokes only the two of you understand. Teach her something new, Askell, a game, a recipe. So every time she does it again, you're the first person she thinks of. And here's me favorite. Give her a nickname only use. Something sweet, maybe playful, but completely unique. Now, anytime she hears it from you, or even from someone else, by coincidence, she's going to think about you, because here's the truth. A woman's day is filled with tiny reminders of you. A song, a smell, a phrase. You stop competing with other men for her attention. You're in her head rent-free without trying. Number 3, end things while they're good. Most guys don't get this. When they're having a good time, they want to keep it going as long as possible. The conversation's flowing, the date is fun, so they drag it out. And what happens? The energy fades. The magic dies. She checks her phone. Her excitement dips. And that's the moment you unknowing lies momentum. Instead, you need to end in the high note. Think about your favorite TV series, you know? How the best episodes end right in the middle off the action, and you can't wait for the next one. That's exactly what you want her to feel. If you're on the phone and lawing together, say, "This has been so fun, but I have to run. Let's pick this up tomorrow now." She's left with unfinished emotional bossiness. She wants more, and you've positioned yourself as the prize. Same with dates. If you're both smiling, laughing, feeling that spark, end a theer, say something like, "This has been amazing, but I have to get up early tomorrow. I'll call you later this week." She'll go home thinking, "Wait, that's it? I want more." And that craving is exactly what you want to build. Here's a pro tip. If you always leave her wanting just a little bit more, you create anticipation. Anticipation is one of the strongest emotional drivers of attraction and the key ingredient in making her miss you when you're not around. Number 4, keep some mystery. Now, mystery doesn't mean you become some cold distant stranger. It means you leave blank spaces for her to fill in with her imagination. And believe me, a woman's imagination will always create a more intriguing version of you than any thin Jew could tell her outright. Post a photo from an amazing dinner, but don't tag who you were with. Share a snap from a scenic hike, but don't explain where or why, let her wonder. But this is crucial. You actually have to be doing interesting things. You can't fake mystery. By sitting at home on the couch, work on yourself. Learn new skills, explore new places, become the kind of man who has a life worth talking about, doesn't tell the whole story all at once. Here's why this works. When you give a woman part of the picture, her brain is wired to fill in the gaps. And when she's doing that, she's investing mental energy into thinking about you, sometimes without even realizing it. Ian's posted a picture of 2 coffee mugs sat. Table, no caption, no explanation. A female friend later told me, "I kept wondering who the other cup was for." See, curiosity is powerful. It's the more unanswered questions she has about your life, the more you stay on her mind. Number 5, let's use the power of absence. Here's the thing most guys get wrong. They think being constantly available makes them more desirable. It doesn't, in fact. It's too much availability kills mystery and lowers perceived value. Think of it like your favorite dessert. If you have it every single day, it stops feeling special. But when you only have it occasionally, you savor it. You'll crave it. You look forward to it. That's exactly how human attraction works. When you give her a little space, you create what psychologists call the scarcity effect. It's the same principle that makes sold-out concerts or limited edition sneakers so irresistible. Our brains place a higher value on what feels rare.
How?
To do it without playing games, if you usually text Harold Day, slow it down a little. Skip a day of initiating conversation once in a while. Fill that time with your own hobbies, friends, and goals. So you're in it, just pretending to be busy. You actually are busy. When she sees you living a full life without her, she'll start thinking, "What's he doing?" Hush, with. That curiosity pulls her toward you. Remember, absence isn't about ignoring her. It's about giving her space to miss you. Number 6, trigger positive emotional loops. Now this one's a bit more advanced, but it's incredibly powerful if you do it right every time you leave. You want her emotions to still be running high. That way, when she thinks of you later, she automatically feels good. Example, if you're on a date, end it right after something exciting or romantic, maybe after a burst of laughter, or right after sharing a deep personal moment. If you're texting, Wrap up the conversation with a light tease, a playful challenge, or a flirty comment. Never after a dry "okay" or "good night." Because the human brain stores experiences as emotional snapshots. If her last emotional memory of you is excitement, warmth, or attraction, her brain associates you with those feelings, and she'll naturally want more of it. Harissa, a quick way to remember this rule: live in a smile, not a sigh. Number 7. Show, don't tell. If you want her to think about you, you can't just tell her who you are. You'll have to show her through your actions. Instead of saying, "I'm adventurous," invite her to join you for something spontaneous. Instead of saying, "I'm thoughtful," remember the little details tells you and bring them up later in surprising ways. When your actions mature words, you build credibility. And credibility turns attraction into long-term desire. But here's the hidden bonus. When she sees these qualities in you without you bragging, she starts telling the story herself to her friends. He's so different. He's confident. He's got his own life, and he actually listens. The more she tells that story, the deeper you're etched into her mind. Bonus number 1. Make her laugh in a way only you can. Humor is one of the fastest ways to embed yourself into a woman's thoughts. But not just any humor. I'm talking about personalized or inside jokes. Playful teasing that's just between the two of you, callbacks to funny moments you've shared. Why? Because shared laughter builds an emotional inside world that no one else is part of. Every time she'll remember that joke or hear something similar, her mind instantly flashes back to you. Here's the twist. Don't try to be a stand-up comedian. Instead, notice the little quirks in conversations, her expressions, or moments in your day, and make light of them in a fun, non-critical way. That playful, familiar energy becomes a trigger for attraction, and you won't even have to be in their room for her to feel it. Bonus number 2. Leave behind a subtle signature. If you really want her thinking about you when you're not there, give her a physical or digital breadcrumb that sparks memory. It could be as small as forgetting your hoodie at her place on propose, so she catches your scent every time she puts it on, or sending her a song that reminds you of her and letting these music do the work when it plays again. The secret here is subtlety, not forcing reminders into her life. You're planting little you moments that pop up naturally. The best part, this works long term. Even weeks later, she'll hear that track or grab that hoodie, and your presence will rush back in. Uninvited, unforgettable, and impossible to ignore. Pro tip, stack these together for maximum effect. You don't have to pick just one. The real magic happens when you combine them. Imagine this. You share an unforgettable moment with her. Number 2, you end the night while things are still electric. Number 3, then you give her just enough space the next day. Number 5, now you've left her with positive memories, lingering curiosity, and room to miss you all at the same time. Luck. That's strategy. Gentlemen, everything we've talked about today works because it taps into two things women can't resist: emotional impact and psychological tension. Attraction isn't just about looks or money. It's about how you make her feel when she's with you, and even more importantly, when she's not. If you can't create moments that live rent-free in her mind, you're no longer just another guy in her life. You become the guy she measures all the others against. But there's the reality check. If you ignore these principles, she won't just stop thinking about you. She'll start forgetting you. And in the game of attraction, that's the beginning of the end. So take what I've shared, apply it at night, and watch how her energy toward you changes. Before you click away, I want you to think about this. Which one of these strategies do you already use without realizing it? And which one are you going to try first? Drop your answer in the comments, because when you put it out there, you're more likely to actually do it. If you think getting her to think about you is powerful, wait until you see what happens when she starts dreaming about you. In my next video, I'm revealing the 5 psychological triggers that make a woman fantasize about you. And trust me, this is the kind of stuff most men will never even hear about. So hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and don't miss it. Remember, this isn't about manipulation. And it's not about becoming someone you're not. It's about showing up as the most magnetic, confident, and authentic version of yourself. The man who knows his worth and makes her feel lucky to have found him. Because at the end of the day, attraction fades. But the way you make Simone feel, that stays.